Welcome back, party people! Yeah. Let's get crazy for bygone days! So we're back. My brother, say hi.
Hi.
Okay, my dad, my mom. So let's start again. During our trip to Italy, we stayed in Bologna, mostly because it was close to the Ferrari Museum and the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Rome wasn't really on our list, but somewhere along the way, we decided to just go for it. Since it was a last-minute plan, we hadn't booked any tickets to visit the Colosseum. When we arrived, we were immediately approached by several tour guides offering us tickets. We weren't sure if it was legit. We read so much about scams in Rome. After a quick family huddle, we took a chance and bought tickets for a private agent. We had to pay in advance, of course. And then we waited and nearly an hour in the blazing sun, just outside the top, the hill overlooking the Colosseum. Were we scammed? We weren't sure.
But while we waited, our dad was busy taking some stunning photos of the Colosseum, and of course, we became part of his little photography project. Despite the wait and the heat, standing in front of one of the world's most iconic monuments was an experience we'll never forget. Imagine a stadium so big it could hold more than 50,000 people, like a modern football stadium. Now imagine it being built almost 2,000 years ago, using no cranes, no computers, and no power tools. That's the Colosseum, right in the heart of Rome. Around 7 to 8 million people visit the Colosseum every year, making it one of the most visited monuments in the world. In fact, before the COVID-19 pandemic, the Colosseum was Italy's most popular tourist attraction, with around 7.6 million visitors in 2019 alone.
The Colosseum is the largest ancient amphitheatre ever built, and it is still the largest standing amphitheatre in the world despite its age. Yeah, I might say construction began under the Emperor Vespasian and was completed in AD 80 under his successor, Titus. Further modifications were made during the reign of Domitian. The three emperors who were patrons of the work are known as Flavian dynasty, and the amphitheatre was named of the Flavian amphitheatre.
But instead of concerts or football matches, the Colosseum hosted something very different: gladiator fights. Gladiators were trained fighters, usually slaves, prisoners of war, or criminals. They were forced to fight each other, sometimes even wild animals, in front of huge crowds. The audience would cheer, scream, and even give a thumbs up or thumbs down if someone should live or die.
Thank you for the dark stuff. Leopards, along with lions, tigers, bears, and other exotic animals, were used in the Gladiator Olympic Games. Not for traditional gladiator v gladiator battles, but as part of beast hunts. Not all fights ended in death, though. That's something movies get a bit wrong. Many times, gladiators survived and became famous, almost like sports stars today. Except I don't think sports stars were naked. They were strong, brave, and skilled with weapons like swords, tridents, and nets. Not all arena deaths were far from fair fights. Some gladiators were criminals or prisoners who were forced into hopeless battles or made to fight animals without proper weapons or armor. We didn't change one bit. These were more like public executions, meant to scare or entertain, because humans years ago were absolutely awful. Even if they survived the fight, many gladiators died later from infected wounds. Ancient Rome didn't have antibiotics, so even small injuries could turn deadly. My brother would need it. Some gladiators collapsed or died during training from extreme physical stress, beatings, or poor treatment.
Thanks for the sad things. Anyway, the building itself is a masterpiece. It's made of stone and concrete, with arches that helped keep it standing strong. Even after earthquakes, fires, and thousands of years of weather, it's still here. There were underground tunnels too, called the hypogeum. That's where gladiators and animals waited before being lifted into the arena using huge wooden elevators. Lions, tigers, even elephants would appear out of nowhere during the fights. But after a few centuries, the Colosseum stopped being used for shows. It became a fortress, a quarry, even a place for shops and houses. Today, it's one of the most visited landmarks in the world. Tourists come from everywhere just to see it.
When you stand there, it's hard not to imagine the roar of the crowd, the clashing of swords, and the drama that played out in the arena. Oh, it's like Bridgerton. The Colosseum tells a story in Rome, its power, its people, and its love for big, dramatic events. It's more than just a bunch of old stones. It's a time machine made out of rocks and fossils. No fossils, but something.
Okay, whatever. So if you ever get the chance to visit, look around and picture what it must have been like 2,000 years ago when the world's biggest show was about to begin.